The Toronto Real Asian International Film Festival is underway, bringing feature films and documentaries from around the world. Now in its 19th year, the festival is a unique showcase that attracts thousands of cinema fans. Tashauna Reid is here with the story. One film in particular caught your fancy. Why?
Well, Asha, I was at the opening night gala, and this was the film that they chose, Driving with Selvi, and it's such a remarkable documentary. I mean, you feel so many different emotions as you watch it, but it deals with a very heavy subject, and that is the problem of child brides and child marriage. And it also pulls in poverty and themes of equality for women. But the documentary follows Selvi over the course of 10 years of her life. And she was married at the age of 14 in her village in South India. And, you know, her husband was much older and he severely abused her. And she manages to escape the situation and ends up at this shelter for children that, of course, have been abused like her or are victims of trafficking. And that's where she first meets filmmaker Elisa Poloski, who happened to be there just volunteering during her travels. And she was so taken back by Selvi's story. But what was happening at the time was Selvi was learning at this school and also learning how to drive. And this actually gave her a lot of independence. And she ends up going on to becoming the first female taxi driver in South India. And it's just amazing to see her over the course of 10 years. That's how long they followed her. We had a chance to catch up with Poloski, the filmmaker, and we asked her, you know, what it was like, because over that time they developed a very keen friendship, and you can kind of see how open she is with her throughout the documentary. Here's what she had to say about that. Take a listen.
Well, it's difficult because, of course, I start to consider what her feelings are and what her thoughts are in regards to the story that's unfolding. But she's been very open about allowing me into her life and into her home. And I think that what's happened is the intimacy of our relationship has really been brought to the film. And that's what makes it a strong film, is that connection between Selvi and I.
And Selvi was also there at the film, and it was her first time outside of India, and she was there with her family, and it was just remarkable to see. You're essentially watching her life unfold, and it's not all bad. There's a lot of hope in there, so very good to see.
Wow, it looks great. What else can we expect?
Well, the great thing about the Real Asian Film Festival is that it brings films from across the world. There are 72 features. I want to share a few of them that caught my eye. So the first one I want to talk about is called Soul Searching. And this is a throwback to the 80s. And essentially it comes from Canadian-born, Korean-American filmmaker, that's a lot there, Benson Lee. And he does this story about his experience at a Korean summer camp. It's based on his own experience, but it's a film, it's a movie. And apparently the government used to run these summer camps for foreign children whose parents are from Korea, and as a way of, you know, giving them a tie to the country. And apparently they couldn't control the kids, so they canned the whole camp. The other film I wanted to talk about is Mina Walking, and this is a film that comes from a director named Yosef Barakai. He's from Toronto, and it's a story of a 12-year-old girl. Her mother actually dies in a Taliban attack, and she's left to support her grandfather and her father, who is a drug addict. And it's just a remarkable story. She wants to go to school, she wants to further her education, but now she has to make money, and it's definitely a very poignant story, but she's a feisty girl. She's got a lot of life, and those were some of the other great features that'll be featured, and the festival runs until next weekend.
Okay, thanks, Tashauna.
You're welcome, Asha.